purpose. Come on in. Come on in tight so we can all hear these wonderful things. Good to see all of you. So, my name is Jimmy Otto, and my usual day job is being borough president, but today I am master of ceremonies. And you may think that's a no big deal, but I want to tell you I got this appellation after a very competitive process that included a 40-yard dash. So, and as some of you know, in 834 days, I'll be looking for work. You never know who's listening or watching this. I may get a job out of it. Maybe even a podcast, all right? I want to welcome all of you this morning, and as you can see, I am in a good mood. We should all be in good moods because it really is a happy occasion. And I don't want to bury the lead. I want to say at the outset, congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the parents, the educators, the officials, the kids who have fought for this moment. Yesterday, the Chancellor was on Staten Island, and we got a chance to spend some time together at Borough Hall. We had a very happy announcement that P-Tech is coming to Staten Island. Yes, thank you. The good news in terms of education continues to flow, and we are grateful for that. But at the end of the day, I tweeted out a little item, and sort of a thank you for the Chancellor, and I said, this was a good day. And I didn't pick that phrase by accident, and that phrase is not trite, and I want to tell you just a quick history of that phrase. And I think the DA will appreciate this. Walking through the lovely town, the city of Saratoga Springs, on Main Street, looking at the shops with my wife, and there is a shirt in a clothing store that says, this was a good day. And my wife and I have now taken that phrase to remind ourselves. It's a tincture of sorts, it's a little concoction. It's a little bit of mindfulness about being in the moment and being appreciative. It's a whole lot of gratitude, and it's just about taking a moment to say, this was a good day. In the sea of negativity that is around us, to remind ourselves that there's a lot of really good things that we are a part of. Regardless of how this day has started, regardless what happens to you during this day, at the end of this day, please say aloud to yourselves and your loved ones that this was a good day, because it certainly was, and you certainly have earned it. I have some facts and figures about the school that I'm sure you are familiar with. Let's see if Lorraine, I don't want to steal her thunder, let's see if Lorraine mentions it. If no one else does, I will come back and mention it. I want to introduce to you a lot of the people who are responsible for this day. We will start with a person that to me is the epitome of what a public servant should be. If I could clone her and drop her into every city agency, this city would run so much better. My life would be so much better. My hair would turn dark. I would grow more hair. She is that good. She has been such a dear friend to us at Borough Hall when I was a council member. I know Mike thinks highly of her as well. That is the CEO and president of the School Construction Authority. But if that's not enough, she's also the commissioner of the New York City Department of Design and Construction. If you want something done, ladies and gentlemen, give it to a busy woman, Lorraine Grillo.
I've been at the SCA for 26 years. I've seen some projects begin and be completed. But there are to give you some stats about the building. Okay. The building is built for 456 students. It'll have amenities for all of the students, including braille signage in every room, elevators on every floor, accommodating wheelchairs with wheelchair ramps. The new building will include hearing loops and for hearing impaired students. And students will have 2 sensory rooms, a speech therapy suite, occupational therapy room, physical therapy room, everything that they will need in order to succeed. And we are thrilled to be providing. This was truly a team effort. I want to say a special thank you to Chancellor Carranza, and of course Kevin Miranda's in here somewhere. There he is. And most especially, I want to thank Borough President Otto for liking us to make this happen, and we really appreciate it. And all of you elected officials, thank you for supporting. Once again, it's about empowering our students and providing them with the environment and tools they'll need to succeed. So, thank you everyone, and let's get started.
A site is not possible. The school does not happen here. It certainly doesn't happen on the timeline if we don't clean up mistakes of the past and make sure the paperwork is right so the property is in the proper jurisdiction. I just said that in 2 sentences, but I just recaptured for you months and months and months of work by Kevin Moran. And Kevin is a pit bull. Kevin was a pit bull on behalf of your kids. And I've been on the ball field with Kevin. He is a competitive guy. He brings an absolutely get after it spirit, and he does that in his professional capacity. And I have to tell you, the bureaucracy would have won. The status quo would have won. And Kevin navigated the dormitory authority. He made all of us in office go through our proverbial Rolodexes to find any contact at CUNY and SUNY in the governor's office to make sure that people would listen to the facts so we can get this property transferred, so the paperwork can be dotted and crossed and all of that, so that we can move forward with this project. I cannot underestimate, I cannot overstate just how persistent he was, and that is what has gotten us here. He's very familiar with this campus, used to work here. He's now a big muckety-muck special assistant to Chancellor Carranza, but he's coming home today, and he deserves so much of our appreciation and gratitude. Kevin Moran. So, I'm privileged and honored to be here with you today, a celebration for our students, for our staff, for the commitment of our previous principal, Mary. I don't know she's here, Mary. Talk about the nations. I met Mary a few years back and made it very clear that I had no choice, Jimmy had no choice, and Lorraine had no choice but to deliver a school. And now to Kristen McHugh, you will see the fruits of her hard work, passion, and labor come to life in a few short years in 2021. I'm just thankful. There were many people that helped to make this space available for our kids. Many people behind the scenes, and we advocated through elected officials, and Michael Cusick's office, and Andy Lanz's office, and Michael Mulgrew from the U of T making calls into the governor's office, and Jimmy kind of rallying around everyone in government to help us, and to Lorraine for answering our call. I'm appreciative, just and lucky to be here with you. So to the parents and students, I really look forward to seeing you in this new space, this beautiful campus. And as Jimmy started with, today's a good day, so thank you. We are blessed to have wonderful leadership on Staten Island. Where's Superintendent Lodico? Anthony Lodico has, now this is a first, and Mike McMahon can't comprehend this. He's actually taking his camera and mic time and yielding it to another person. How foreign, Michael. You need to spend some time in the McMahon School of... But But thank you, Superintendent Lodico. So if District 75 Superintendent Ketla Lusant and District 31 Superintendent Vinny Galasio would come up and say a few words.
I had given up my time to someone else, but I'm glad to be here this morning. Our continued collaboration with District 75, I couldn't ask for a greater partner than you. I really appreciate it. Our students will benefit. To all of you out there that have this come to fruition, we are ecstatic. And on Staten Island, we say all our students are our students. So there are no districts involved. So thank you so much for being here this morning.
I traveled from Long Island this morning to come to Staten Island, and I must tell you it's been a nice drive. But I drove a little bit faster and I was a little bit more excited because I know that this Wednesday is not just a regular Wednesday. It's the Wednesday where our dream about building a new school for Hungerford is really coming to reality. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you here today. Our parents who have advocated so much to make this dream a reality. Our staff, Mary, Kristen, and all of you here, our students, and the leadership of the DOE, Deputy Chief Academic Officer Corinne Wello and Selmy here, representing the Chancellor. We are also very excited, and I welcome the partnership with Vinny. This is a school that really will promote inclusive practices. Vinny and I, we just don't stand together here this morning. We stand together all the time. And Anthony also, Mr. Lodico, has been really a great supporter of District 75. The UFT president is here, so this is really a family affair, because that's what we are. We all come together to do what is best for children. I am excited. My speech could have been longer, but I am sure there are other people that need to speak. Thank you for being here, and look, wear your button proudly because we all love Hungerford. Thank you.
Originally there were 12 people speaking, and then I realized why they picked me to MC it, because I'm not afraid to tug at your jacket and say enough. So we are blessed with some wonderful folks who work on our CECs, and I would like 3 individuals to come up. CEC Council Parliamentarian Craig Spencer, CEC 75 Chair for Committee on Blessing and Safety, Amy Tassi, and my good friend, the CEC 31 President, Miguel Rodriguez. If you all would come up, say a few words. Thank you. Thank you.
Greetings and blessings to you all. It's an honor to be here. Please know that my daughter goes to school in Brooklyn. I live in Queens. I'm a council member from the Bronx, council member from Queens, and our Staten Island rep. Let this signify the power of parent advocacy. This serves as an example of what can happen for the rest of the city, especially for kids with special needs. And please know that we'll be here. We won't forget you. We will be here. We'll make sure this spreads across the city in reference to what parents can do to make things work for their kids. I am Craig Spencer. I'm from the City Council for District 75. I was honored to be here last year, and now my colleague Amy, Sy, and myself, we've been here last year. We're turning over for our new council president, Mr. Shamel Lawrence Sr., and our Staten Island rep, Deborah Altman. She's going to say a couple words.
Hi everyone, I'm born and raised Staten Island resident, and I'm glad to be finally on the citywide district for 75 to represent Staten Island in our special needs schools. I just wanted to say thank you. We've all seen the changes on our island over the course of the past 30 years. We have increased 100,000 more residents on our island, but our schools haven't been able to keep up. So I'm glad that we are finally increasing those schools, and I hope to see the completion of this and more schools to come. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Miguel Rodriguez. I'm the president of CEC 31 in Staten Island. I first want to thank my son graduated in June from the Hungerford program. And, so I want to take this opportunity to thank the Hungerford staff, the PTA, and definitely the staff at Hungerford, because they helped my son finally get a voice. That honestly, when he was 5 years old, they said he wasn't going to be able to speak. But he has a voice now, and I want to thank the staff and the PTA who worked so hard to events, make it fun for them. Thank you all so much for that. And you know what? Equity, excellence is not just words that you hear. It's a mission, and the equity, excellence is long overdue for our most vulnerable, which is our special needs kids in District 75. And this school is going to go a long way to gaining that equity and excellence, and hopefully it will continue throughout the city. Thank you so much.
So if you go on social media, or if you turn on the television these days, it seems like people go out of their way to fight with each other. This next gentleman and I, over the last 20 years, have gone out of our way to find common ground. He probably didn't agree with every vote that I took in the city council, and I don't necessarily agree with every position he has taken. But we discovered when we work together on behalf of school kids on Staten Island, really good things happen. And that is our good friend, my good friend, our UFT president, Mike Mulgrew. Michael?
I want to thank the borough president, first of all, because we do agree on a lot more than people would realize. Today is about the Hungerford School. The students and the staff of the Hungerford School are nothing short of heroes in my eyes. And we, all of the elected officials, the leadership of the people standing here today, we could not fail you. Because if we failed you, that would mean the whole system would fail. And we could not look Mary McInerney in the eye, ever. So it was the inspiration of what you do each and every day, which is truly miraculous. No challenge is something you ever faint away from. You go right at every single challenge, and you make miracles happen each and every day as a school community. And that's why we're standing here today, because you inspired us and you made sure we did what we're supposed to do, which is to serve the school community known as the Hungerford School. So congratulations to you all.
I don't see CSA President Mark Cannizzaro here. Am I missing him? Or okay. Two more folks. One I'm going to take the liberty of asking to say a few words, because when he and I were in the city council together, you guys had a really strong ally. He has been a wonderful public servant. He serves us still today after serving in the council and Congress. He is an aggressive, out front, visible district attorney and fighter for this community, and he loves your kids, and that's my good friend Michael.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thanks for yielding to me a little bit of your time. As Jimmy said, I'm Michael McMahon, the district attorney, and you're all wondering why is the district attorney here? Is anybody in trouble? What I will say is not yet, but I'm here for two very poignant and very strong reasons. First is, as a cheerleader, just to let everyone know how much I'm a lifelong Staten Island, native Staten Islander, how much I have appreciated through the years the fact that the Hungerford School and the mission of empowering every student is one that we as a family of Staten Island take so seriously, and thank you so much for. My connection with the school began when I was with Betty Connolly, who was really a leader in empowering every individual in our society. And then as a city councilman, and Dr. McInerney was a strong advocate for the school. We did everything we could in the council to help the school. But it's actually personal too, because it's a Staten Island place. When you go visit that school, you're amazed that you know everyone who works in that school, from the head of cuisine, I watched grow up from a young child. Mike Mulgrew, who used to beat up my brother in high school at St. Peter's, class of '83, right, Detective Kennedy. And it goes on and on. So I'm here at the Staten Islanders just to say to all of you, thank you very much for what you're doing to make sure that every Islander is empowered to get the education that they're entitled to as a member of our community. We take your rights very serious in the DA's office, and I promise to continue to do that. But I am the chief law enforcement officer in Staten Island, so I also have to prevent crime. So I heard that someone was going to put a large shovel in Borough President Otto's hands. So I'm here to make sure that there's no incident occurs, and I've got my whole team here to do that. One last point to everyone from our wonderful schools, Anthony and Vincenzi and everybody else, thank you. I have to say this, Commissioner Grillo, you are by far truly his favorite public servant, and I know that because I asked him a little issue, and he said, actually, we can resolve this because the best person in city government I can talk to is Lorraine Grillo, and that's a true story. So thank you for what you're doing here. This legacy will live on long beyond us. It will live in each and every one of the empowered students who come to these great halls. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
You don't have to worry about me with a shovel in my hands at SCA groundbreakings. It's when I deal with the Department of Transportation or DOD. Keep the sharp objects away from Jimiano.
We say better safe than sorry.
So, if we can we have one more round of applause for our previous principal for everything that she's doing? Thank you, Mary. Mary, come on up. So, before we turn it over to our current principal, I just want to say a word. You know, I joke about I have an app on my phone. It's true, but I joke about it. I have an app on my phone that's a countdown to my last day in office, 834 days. And the reality of life is, and I am cool with this, that when you go, a few minutes after you're gone, most people will not remember. And so, while I am accepting of that, I always try to be cognizant of the fact that there were men and women who went before us, and we build upon what they have done. And I certainly want to acknowledge Mary. And I also want to acknowledge a guy who I didn't always get along with. In fact, we were bitter enemies once or twice. But I want to thank Guy Molinari. I want to thank Mike Petrides for fighting all those years ago to make sure that the land that we stand on, this property, went to the educational purposes that best serve Staten Island. That was a big battle back in the day. That could have gone either way. And Guy Molinari and Mike Petrides had a vision, and you all are fulfilling that vision. This campus is more alive than ever. I'm very proud of the fact that just a week or two ago, Bridge Prep started and opened on this campus. And finally, in the city of New York, in the state of New York, we're teaching our kids with dyslexia in a manner that allows them the best opportunity to learn. But for the people who have gone before us, we wouldn't have this opportunity. And we are temporary stewards, each of us. And I think with today's news that we're living up to that responsibility. Mary, thank you again. And I know that you have left things in really good hands. Man, do I have a lot of respect for our school principals. They have so many different balls in the air that they have to juggle. And we are blessed to have a wonderful principal who is going to do wonderful things in this new school. So I want to make sure I get the right name, married name, Kristen McHugh, please.
Invite up Daniel, who has a few words to say also.
Daniel.
Good morning. My name is Maria. I'm a student at the Hungerford School. I'm so excited to bring new memories of our new school with my fellow classmates. Today is a good day.
My name is Kristen McHugh. I'm the principal of the Hungerford School. And like everyone before me has spoken about Dr. Mary McInerney, we have to really give a round of applause to who spearheaded this project. And not everyone would be able to be here today. Mary has really, her vision has always been
by being here at the Treaties, and being part of the Treaties community is where we need to be. I'd also like to thank the School Construction Authority also, and the architects that developed this building. The building is absolutely phenomenal, and when it goes up, you're just going to be so impressed by what they drew for us. The architects came to our school, they observed us doing busing, they observed us doing lunch duty, they watched our OTs, they watched our PTs, they watched our kids, they watched our teachers, and they took everything into consideration, and then they asked us, what do you need? So they really took us into consideration, our kids, and they asked us for feedback, which I can't really thank you enough. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Michael Mulgrew also, and my union president, Mark Canizaro. Without them, as well as Kevin Moran, we really wouldn't have this space right here to build this beautiful building on, so thank you very much. Parents like our previous PTA parents, Marita Sabato, we have Mrs. Tobak here, Mrs. Angler, Mrs. Ashford. These are parents that have fought for this building for a very, very long time. And our students, our staff, we want to thank you for being behind us and making your kids a priority and making sure they deserve to get the best. Thank you.
So one or two quick last thoughts. This is a $78 million investment. $78 million investment in your kids, our kids. Because your kids are precious and priceless. And Daniel, when I tell my wife tonight that you said this was a good day, I know you're going to bring a tear to her eye. Remember, please, before the day's over, say, because this certainly is, this was a good day. So we're going to do a little groundbreaking. Yes, we are. Can we get our friends to come on up? Let's do a little groundbreaking. All right, everybody grab each other. Have clearance from the district attorney. I'm watching now. All right, now where's Vinny? And come on. Who else? Who are we missing? Anyone else? Lorraine, you're the boss. You got to do it. All right, everybody.
All right.
Get a little dirty.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir.
I'll take that.
Who did he sound like?
Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations again. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Best of luck.